Good morning, guys. We're pretty much at our line in the sand here, guys, with that previous day low here. What's up, Jake? How are you doing? This is, I made the same mistake you did yesterday trading on the wrong account. Uh, are you talking about where I was on the one where I was talking about where I thought I was trading minis and micros? Oh, yeah. Trust me, I've done that plenty of times. The worst is when I think I'm on an eval and I end up blowing my fundeds. I've blown a funded that same way. Yeah, the worst that happens is on a Friday, man. Usually, whenever I tell anybody that's new to trading, I did this when I first started trading. I used to not even trade on Fridays because it would just mess with my mentality if I had a bad Friday because you got to spend all weekend to think about it. That was always the worst for me, especially with funded accounts. We're going to stick to the same rule today as one trade per funded account, and it's going to be either a winner or loser and not traded anymore. Uh, then once the market gets kind of out of that 10 to 10:30 range, most of the time we'll just go strictly to evals. If I can just make 50 to 100 bucks on my one funded, I'll be happy with that. We actually made 150 in the Asia market last night because we're just trading, like I said, just a few micros. No, Natty Force, I do not trade full time. I do still work, and I also make money off rental properties or a rental property, and also make my wife also has a business where she runs a salon. So definitely don't make that amount of money where I can live off of trading. It would be nice one day, but you got to think, man, I've only been doing this for 2 years. Most people would usually make money off trading has been doing this for a long time. Most of your streamers you see online, most of those guys are living off of affiliate money. I mean, there are some that do make money, but most are probably making most of their money through affiliates. So I'm not sure how many different streamers you follow. Then you got the ones who charge people in Discord, like what, $100 a month for them to give call out trades. The only thing that you could pay towards my stream, if you, I mean, it's even I don't I don't ever ask nobody to do it, and that would be the membership. So, usually if someone does it, I try to like help them as much as possible, but I probably wouldn't do it longer than a month. Even if you did it for 1 month, I'd cancel it. So, because YouTube, I think, takes half the money. So, that's why I don't really try to like do any kind of like teaching. I know a lot of people do the teaching side, or the, what do you want to call it? What's the one thing called that people, basically they're just charging for entries. And I'm not sure. I mean, that would be kind of good and bad, because I feel like the mentors. There's so much trading information out there. I feel like most trading strategies work. I think it's most of the time it's going to be either mistakes or mental stuff that fails you more than anything. Thanks for the subscribe, C9. So we're going to be long bias above the previous day low here. Dude, we did not move at all last night, guys. We're still trading in that same range as last night, besides just what we ended up pushing down to. Wait, no, we didn't. Never mind. We pushed down to the 600. I take that back. So never mind. So we might have some nice lows that we can run down to the 600 this morning. Okay. I like that. Maybe might get a nice short below the 720s this morning. We could go with that. There were some guys in here last night talking about the 8 o'clock or 8 o'clock to 8:15, 15 minutes. But I tried to look up information on how to do that. So I don't know if, is it fours? Was it you, Nutty? No, Natty? There were several guys in here last night talking about that 15-minute opening range from 8 o'clock. But like I said, I never could really find any information on how people are trading it. But I have it marked out for anybody that wants to use it in this teal kind of green color here. That's that 8 o'clock to 8:15 minute candle that says, no, I'm not a ICT grammar. Just the vibe, Limo. Yeah, I don't usually have any issues with, whatever. I think most people just do their own thing when it comes to trading. To me, whenever I've watched different streamers just trading, if they had something that worked and it worked for me, I would use it. But if not, I would just watch. Like I said, there is so much information out there on trading that it's insane. Let me make sure I got my right account selected, guys, because we don't want to make that mistake. We are on MNQ, 5 minutes. So got to make sure you have everything selected right, because sometimes I mess with stuff and then I will make a mistake and be on there's nothing worse than taking a good funded trade and you look and it's on an eval. So I'm liking the shorts. So if we can kind of blast through this previous day low. The only thing that sucks about this 15-minute candle, you cannot play this the correct way because it's a 100.1 minute candle. Look, 721 is the bottom of the 15-minute candle and the top is 822. So you would have to play the 50% of that, which is 50 points. So you're not going to be able to play the opening range 15-minute candle the right way without a massive stop loss. So just keep that in mind. So the correct way to play that 15-minute candle, you either play the whole stop loss at the 15 minutes sometimes, and there's no way I'm going to have a 100-point stop loss. So we're just going to play with our normal 20-point stop loss, and hopefully we can get a good enough entry where we don't get blasted by it. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going to go on with the Bitcoin. I didn't know if this would be the bottom. I know they said that we're in a support level around the 60s, and they said if we broke that, so this is just one guy that I heard talking about it, just kind of flipping through TikTok one day. He said that the 50s would be the next level down if like the 63 or 62 didn't hold. But I've never looked at the Bitcoin charts. I just recall that guy saying that. I don't really own any Bitcoin. The only coins I own at the moment is probably XRP, and I think I own like 50 or 70. I bought 500 XRP. What is it? Last year when they first took the restrictions off through the SEC, and so I bought like $500 worth, and it went up to like 1,500 or 2,000, and I think that's what I ended up selling and buying my PC with, because I ended up buying like a $2,000 computer to make sure I can run all my stuff correctly, and we had used that money we made off the XRP to pay for the computer. And then I didn't want to restart rebuying it until XRP started coming back down, which I think when I bought it recently, it was like $1 something. But I'm not sure how much lower it's going to go before, I'm not sure. I don't really keep up very well with the bear market and the bull market with Bitcoin. But I know it's a continuous cycle with Bitcoin. Yeah, I always find it very risky to hold Bitcoin when it's at all time highs. I be trying to. I don't see how some of those people buy that stuff up into like the 100, because I mean there's so much like information going out there talking about going to a million. Right? I'm not saying it probably won't go to a million one day, but we got to have them pullbacks. I mean that's pretty normal. So I think when you buy Bitcoin, you pretty much got to buy it and stay on top of it, because it's eventually, especially ever since all the big corporates have gotten involved with Bitcoin, it seems like the swings are so much bigger ever since you hear about like BlackRock being involved with it, the government, all the different countries being involved with it. It's almost like they run that crap up and just pull the rug on all the little what do you call those traders? Retail traders. Pull the rug on the retail traders buying into the hype. All right, like I said, we're going to be looking for the lows to get ran here if we blast through these 7. What I really like to see is like a quick little pullback to about the 50% of this right here, then have my sell button, my short button sitting right here. Then target this swing here. So this is the swing that we're going to target here down in the 600s. And we got pretty close to equal lows, equivalent to equal lows sitting at the 620s. I'm just hoping it doesn't start blasting before the market opens. So a lot of times if we can stay within this 15 minutes, usually you'll get a nice push one way or the other here. You just don't want it to happen before the market opens. Let me make sure I have my stop loss correct. Like I said, we only want to risk 20 points on this trade. Like I said, you're not going to be able to play the 15-minute right with how large your stop loss has to be. If you want to play it safe, the safest way to do it is to wait for the pushback down in the retest and try to get the best entry possible. That would be your safer bet if you're trying to play off this 15-minute candle. But like I said, I don't really ever recommend kind of using this 15-minute candle when it's 100 points. And that's just because of I'm assuming the CPI numbers this morning. And this is your CPI candle right here. So we got 5 minutes. So we got a lot of time. So we could easily start breaking down pretty fast. The only way I won't take this short, let's just say this candle starts blasting down before we open. Then I'll have to wait for the candle to pull back into the 15 minutes before we could possibly look for an entry. But I'm definitely feeling like we run the lows first. Just the fact that we've already pushed up here twice. I feel like we could hit these lows and go all the way back up to the top because we did not run that data wick up here at what, 822? So there's still a uncontested data wick sitting up there. So it's, if you watch Methodical Man, he does this too because he does it the mechanical way, and that's what we're going to do right here also. I will do a mechanical type trade on this. So basically that means that you don't really care what's going on. But like I said, the only way Methodical Man can play that right, he would have to have a 50-point stop loss. And I'm not sure if he's doing that or not. That or not. Oh, you said Trump's son is involved with Bitcoin, so you know the president will favor. Are you going to do the 50 points methodical? Are you going to play it the right way, or are you just going to have a shorter stop loss? Because that is a massive stop loss to play this right. Ugh. There's just no way, man. So, I know it's the correct way, but that's just too damn big. I am not going to have a, that's like what, $200? And you're what? Man, there's no way. I'm just going to do it with my little 20-point stop loss. If it fails, it fails. Actually, I think what I'll do is turn on my stop strategy. And this way, if that damn thing hits, if it hits 10 points, it just automatically goes to break even. So we're just going to do that. Just in case. All right. Profit trigger 40 to 20 points. So how much time we got left? 3 minutes. All right. All right. Woo. Get swung into the back door with a 100-point stop loss. Blah. Yeah, there's no way from I'm doing that, Jake. Let's see. Does the day trade? Does the day still trade? I don't think the CPI number was too bad this morning because it was only like 80 points. So it was almost like a normal opening where you go up like 80 points. It wasn't like a CPI opening where it, not CPI opening. It wasn't like a non-farm payroll opening where it went up like 200 points the other day. Now that non-farm payroll news, it really messed up the charts, but the CPI numbers didn't mess it up too bad. So this doesn't look as too bad as the non-farm payroll. So this is very doable. This is going to be a straight mechanical trade. The only rule that we're not going to be playing right here, if it what do you want to call it? If it we're not going to have the right stop loss. Your stop loss has to be up there at 770. All right, we got 30 seconds left. I was looking for a clock. Yeah, that'd be nice. It's definitely looking like for a nice flush. 20 seconds left. 5 seconds left. 3 seconds left. There's the top. Don't tag me in and whip back up, please. Whoa. Didn't get tagged in. That's a blessing. All right. Like I said, there was no way for me to play that correctly. It still could go down. Your stop loss needs to be there. There's just no way that I can play that correctly. We might still be able to get the bottom. We'll see what happens here. Pretty much went down, what, about 30, 35 points. Ooh, it might be going up here. This has pretty much been these 5-minute candles all week, man. They've just been whipping people on both sides. That has been the better trade this week, Outer, for the last 2 or 3 days, is that second leg. About 2 years, UFC. If we can close up here on this 5-minute candle, we still got about 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. We might be able to play off this 5-minute candle, but it would have to close out above the previous day close. I don't know if, was there anybody here last night that was talking about this 15-minute OB strategy that people are using from 8 o'clock to 8:15? I'm glad I stuck my 10 points, went quick to break profit with that one. So just in case it was whipping. Like I said, this is whip for the last 3 days. So I just set up my strategy where it went straight to 10 points. Well, after you hit the 10-point range, you just go up to like 5 points. So that way we didn't get wrecked today. We're just going to have to wait, guys. This has been 3 days in a row that this price action has been like this. The NQ's and the consolidating and the OT consolidates at the moment. I'll have to ask, what is the strategy for the 8 to 8:15? You think we get the lows now? All right, we got 7 seconds left here on this next candle. Ah, shoot. Dude, the whipsaw is just insane today. If we hold below the previous day low, we're going to still look for shorts. That's kind of what we're waiting on. Fish lips, this thing's being dirty today. Remember, I'm still looking for shorts if we stay below the 721. 721 is kind of my line in the sand for shorts. I'm not doing anything at the moment, Outer. We're just going to have to sit here and wait, man. Like I said, this is like the third straight day of just crappy opening price action, man. We still got 2 minutes left on this candle. Oh, this thing's going to end up leaving me. We're not going to FOMO in, though. We did that the other day and got caught in a crappy short. We're trading MNQ. Let me put it in the chat for you. And it's futures. About 2 years. Ooh, I'm deciding if I think I will. I think I'm going to change different funded accounts here. Because if not, I'll be breaking my rule where I said that. That would be 3 trades if I did that. All right. All right. We're about to have a new candle. 5 seconds. Ah, damn it. There's your 620. So if you had a big enough stop loss, you could have played this 15-minute orb the right way on the, no, you couldn't. Yeah, you would have been right because your stop loss would have been there. But I couldn't play it right because of my stop loss would have been too big. So your stop loss would have had to be here, which it makes it like a 50-point stop loss. All right, so one thing we can do now is just wait for a pullback. We just ran these 4-hour candles. We don't have any mentors. It's just self-taught, just from experience. Just been doing it. And just like most everybody else here, just going from either streamer to streamer or just looking up stuff or what do you want to call it? Trying stuff to see if it fails for me or not. A lot of chart time, just watching charts a whole bunch. Come on, fish lips. We don't need another day where it sells through the levels again. We need some normal trading price action today, guys. All right, let's see where we could go if the bottom of this 4 hour is going to hold. Man, did we really go 486? We just broke through 473. We get through that 473, which is what is that, Asia high from last Thursday, or is that from this Thursday? No, last Thursday. So through 73, you should get a push down to 491. And we still have 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle before we can enter. Nice. Dude, at least you're able to get in it, man. So far, I've only taken $60 out of it. Ooh. One-minute big candle. I cannot trade it. Yeah, man, this is pretty wild pullback, dude. This is like a 100-point pullback, 140-point pullback. Just be careful of the drop. That's what scares me when it pulls left like this and just drops back down. Hey, we're going all the way back to that current day low again. The previous day low, I'm sorry. Dude, we bust through that previous day low and the 25 fails. Man, we may have to just go in and just take a long here and target that data wick up there at 822s. Here comes the 25. We're also back to the EMAs. So like I said, back above the previous day low here, I'm going to probably look for, yeah, I just don't know if that's going to be a complete fake out here. I'm going to break even. This way, if it does pull back, I can get out of this. Ah, crap. I took it on the wrong... I took it on the wrong account, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, damn it. I took that off my Rico candles. I didn't take it off the 5 minutes. I was watching my Rico candles when we entered that. And I forgot to switch my fundeds over here. I mean, it's good and bad. Sorry. Because I trade off two different charts. Shoot, the Rico candles made it easy to see, man. So I took that one off the Rico chart. Sorry about that. I thought I had both of them switched over, but I did not. So basically, this is that previous day close level here around the 20s. And once we kind of get our direction with the Rico charts, they barely come back. And run that. Be careful. We just ran that data wick. That 22 should have been your large target up there. This was what my actual Rico candles look like. I don't usually ever show most people what I'm trading on Rico candles, but this is actually what they look like when I'm trading off my Rico candles. So I use a cloud service with a 9 of 21 and 50. And so as long as when you get a direction on your Rico candles, it kind of does away with all the mess in the background. And so you can play trend lines very well, or the range very well with Rico candles. So each one of these candles represent, I think, about 30 points. So it does away with all the mess. This way I'm able to look for pullbacks. And then as long as we never break our 21 EMA, where most of the time we'll stay bullish. And you'll get multiple pullbacks before we finally break back down to the 50. Once you break that 50, you have to wait. So, and I'm sorry, I thought I switched both accounts. Remember I said I was switching funded accounts. I was trying to switch over to my other one, but that didn't happen. All right, let me make sure it is on the right one. So 25, 25. So when I said that was a bad thing that I didn't have the right thing put, but it was a good thing it happened, because it was actually the funded account that I don't like to trade more than once. So it was actually the one that I'm closer to payout on. So now I only need, what's that? I'm at 365. I have to make $3,600. So what is that? 150. $250, so $250 away from a $1,000 payout. I didn't look at that range you had put on there, Outer. Was those OBs in the Discord, were those 4-hour OBs? So a lot of times whenever the market's super choppy like this is whenever I like to use Rico candles the most. Wow, this thing's just ripped people on both sides. Okay, so that was the 4 hour. Okay. Man, is this going to be a nice short here? Or is this going to make a how much time we got left on this next candle? Oh man, this is a brand new 5-minute candle. Shoot. Man, I almost want to short the freaking previous day low here. Let's see here if we can get an entry. We're back at that previous day low, so don't want to jump in too early. I like to break the 700s here. Oh, is this thing going to get me? Just going to try to stay right above that previous day. Oh, damn it. It looks like it's starting to consolidate in this area here. We're trying to short that previous day low here. Yep. God dang it. We broke it. So we're going to get stopped out. Oh, you dirty, dirty girl, you. I just couldn't have that big of a stop loss, guys. That stop loss was just too big. I still like the shorts. Dude, this thing is just whipping back so hard that this thing is just destroying people right now. Fish lips, are you still in a entry? Yeah, it's almost impossible to find entries like this, man. We're just whipping back. We're just whipping so hard back and forth. We're probably just going to switch strictly over to evals here. That looks very bullish. We'll wait for the 800 to get pulled, then see if we can get it to pull back. I'm just trying to... Now, like I said, guys, we're switching over to evals. We got... Shoot, this is a brand new 4-minute candle. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see what the between the 800s to do. It's a retest of the 50. If we lose the 50, we'll take our entry off. My goodness. This thing is so dirty today, guys. So dirty. Oh my goodness. Dude, you can't even jump in, dude. We're just whipping 100 points, man. It makes it it's making it almost impossible to even get an entry in this stuff without feeling like you're getting your face ripped off. I know, only for fish lips, man. You caught the dump for 7 points. Nice. Now, if the 75 can kind of hit and pull back, kind of retest the whole number, then maybe. Who wants to do options today? But low key, today's action is, yeah, this is very tough price action, man. There's just no way to even hardly get into this stuff without having like some massive stop loss. It looks like we're still possibly going down. If this can hold the 10s and push back below 90s, you should get the push. I'm going to have to move my stop loss quick. Dude. This is eval trade here. That 10 is my line in the sand. So if I feel like we're losing that 7-11, we'll probably have to close this. Shit, I didn't even have time to close it. Man. Let's see how much that cost me. Godly, man. 200 on an eval. Holy goodness. This may be my limits here, guys. Holy goodness. I can't even get in this stuff. It's so insane. So that's back-to-back losses for me, guys. Yeah, I'm just getting whipped by the directional trading here. Too early? Yeah. Well, this price action's insane today, man. It's just whipping so bad that it's just making it almost impossible to trade this today. Is anybody in a position besides fish lips today? Probably going to take a long here. Waiting to see the 75 to kind of reject here, since the 75 just rejected. Fuck it, took the SPY call. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I was reading it, sorry. Man, the 25-point swings are just insane right now. Looking for a pump to the 870s. I mean, we can kind of keep bouncing off this previous day low. You have 300 max drawdown because my account section mistake. Yeah, I know you said something about being on the wrong account a while ago. Dude, what the fuck? Oh my goodness, man. The trading between hold numbers have just kicked my butt today. We're what? Just trading a few micros, we're down 170. Holy goodness, man. My eval's over here getting this butt worked over. I thought once we kind of crossed over that 50 level, we'd at least started kind of flush up top. No, I've heard of Bollinger Bands. I've never used them. We're just, my evals, we're just kind of trading in between hold numbers. Yeah, this price action is insane today. I wouldn't trade this on your fundeds because even the funded accounts would just get worked over. That's why I constantly repeat about me being on evals. Yeah, I'll look at the Bollinger Bands. Oh, is this thing now? It's going to run the... You're almost up 500 points. That's insane, dude. Yeah, I mean, it's been whipping between... Okay. Thanks, Flick. We're just kind of sitting on the sidelines at the moment until the market just kind of settles down. There's been a lot of resistance here around the 70 level here. You would think after hitting this many times that we should finally get through it here. We're just kind of stuck between the 60s and 70s around that previous day low. The green bar that you see is marked out here. Yeah, this is pretty bad, Natty. I've taken back-to-back losses on my eval. Good morning, Solo. How are you doing? Boy, this stuff's being nasty. We're pretty much back up to our top around that 840 here. A lot of wicks to get through here, guys. These are these highs from earlier, so a lot of wicks up in this area right here. So I'd be careful up in this area. I don't know. I'm staying out of it. We already took back-to-back losses at the moment. We're just kind of waiting. Yeah, so we're down 170 in our eval at the moment. Ooh. How's everybody else's day going so far? I know Fish Lip seems to be having a good day with the level to level because he's just buying like 25 to 100 or 25 to 50, 50 to 75 or vice versa. So that strategy be banging on the choppy days, Fish Lips. Stops with 7-8 levels. So we hit the 25 here. You would think that we would kind of start pushing back up here. Working on a new method of what the huge market stop loss. Yeah, the levels have been just some of these days, man, when the market's just like selling off like insane. That's what happened to me the other day whenever I was like trying to trade down level to level. We just got worked. Remember, guys, we've switched to strictly evals just because we don't want to get chopped up any worse than we already did. Holy goodness, man. This thing just, what did we do? Just dump back down, what, 80 points? This thing's just effing insane, man. For us to push all the way back up. Come on. Guys, this is definitely a seek and destroy today, guys. This stuff is just, be careful if you're trading funded accounts. Oh, I can't imagine how much I would be down if I was trading like minis or something. Fish lips. Guys, thank you guys for joining us today. Thanks for the like, subscribe. So right now we're just kind of sitting on the sideline, just waiting. Right now we're just kind of chopping back and forth. We're back at that previous day, previous day low. I mean, that thing's been pretty much a magnet for most part. What's up, Ponzi? This thing can just rip all the way back up 100 points. Be careful. Man, this thing's just squeezing right back up. Nice long off that 25 fish lips if you took the 25. Still sitting on the sidelines, guys. Not really doing anything since we took the back-to-back losses with our eval. It's been a very tough trading session today. New 5-minute candle. I mean, it looks like we're almost building up a 5-minute trend line here. You would think that we break those previous day lows. I would think that we'd get a good push to the downside. What about the rest of you? Oh, man. Anybody else in an entry? Dude, that previous day low has just been a freaking insane wall. I mean, we're already back up a nice 100 points. Is this thing just going to trap people back in? Oh, my goodness. A lot of traps, guys. A lot of traps here. This thing's just trapping like crazy. Oh, yep. Oh, goodness. I'm glad we're not here alone, guys, because this stuff is just insane. Is there anybody finding success in this stuff? Speak up. Tell us what you're doing besides maybe going down to you can. About the only way you can do this price action, you would only have to be on 1 or 2 micros, guys. Because I mean, we're having like 70-point rips, 80-point rips just within seconds. Dude, did we finally lose the previous day low here? If we can get below the previous day low, I hope we can get some like nice expansion where we can get some normal candles. I'm not even touching this previous day low outer because that thing's been hit there so many times that it has literally hit there and whipped back up so many times. I mean, right now we're on what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Dude, about 20 candles across this level. I know what would have happened if I had put my order sitting at 25 on there. It would have just it would just blasted through there. So we didn't want to hurt anybody else that was possibly trading the 25. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What is it? 10:30. We'll probably stick around for another 30 more minutes here and see if the price action gives us something to trade. If not, we'll just walk away with our red day and come back Monday or Sunday night. Another 100-point ripper to the top side here. It's so hard to long above that 800 level because of how many times that we've just hit up there around the 800 and reject back down 75 points. I'm not even considering it fish lips. We're just watching. Yeah, this is definitely an account killer type price action, guys. They're always making traps for you. What is the previous high? But what, 840? Remember, guys, up there around the 840s or so, there's like tons of consolidation in that area. I think even if we push up in through here, it's just going to take so much to get through here. Because, I mean, if you look to the left, guys, look at all these wicks in here. I mean, tons and tons of consolidation here. I mean, that's just going to be a straight battle all the way up to 900. Dude, I'm hopefully next week kind of gets back to normal. I think between that non-farm payroll and CPI numbers, that it's just been insane this week. I'm ready for normal price action to come back. Oh, we're rebalancing a 4-hour candle up here. Yeah, I think Outer had said something about that 4-hour candle up there. That is a 4-hour order block up at the top here. Oh, excuse me. Mark out that 4-hour gap that you guys are talking about. Oh. Here's the 4-hour gap here. This is the 4-hour gap that he's talking about. Flick, guys. Yeah, overall, Flick, it's been a really tough week. Even mostly all the openers this week have been super tough. Looks like 950 is going to be the next draw. $887. Shoot, it just it's like move out of the way, 87. Surprisingly, the 900's holding up, or that 80 area. I thought we would lose the 75 and kind of go back down to the 50, 56 here. Remember, guys, we don't usually take longs into the opening. This thing just blasts through it like nothing. Come on. Did you short off the 800 fish lips? Or the 900, I'm sorry, 900. The market makers trapped you again. There's still a good chance that it comes back down. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with the 50 sweep here. All right, new 5-minute candle. I'm waiting to see what happens with this swing right here. We're about to enter this 4-hour fair value gap here, so I'm just kind of curious what happens with here. I don't know if there's something where it may run that 50% of this gap, then before it pushes back down. I did earlier this morning, but now we're just on an eval. The market's been swinging so heavily in both ways that to me it was almost impossible to trade your funded accounts with that stuff because it was swinging like 100 points out of nowhere this morning solo. I feel like we're possibly due for the pullback here for some reason. What, possibly a 75 retest here? Maybe a 70 retest that would retest these wicks here. Almost feels like we possibly push back down to the 75s to 50s. There we go. See what happens with that 75 level. This is where I feel like we need that 75 pushback right here. Shit, this thing is like hold my beer. We're going all the way back down to the 50% here. A lot of big wicks right here. You would think that we'd pop back up right here. We got two big wicks here. We got our data wick also. So you would think that we get a pop back up here. No. Dude, this is insane that we're going back to the previous day close. It's tough, man. This oh my goodness. Did you end up shorting that fish lips? Man, there was just no way. I didn't know what was going to happen around that 75 area. I did not picture us going. I didn't see us going back down to the previous day close this fast. Like within like 2 or 3 seconds, man. We're already back there. Oh, this price action. Oh, yeah, dude. You can either win big or lose big in this price action, Jake. Oh, nice. Nice on the payout approval, fish lips. Dude, do we finally, man, do we finally lose this previous day low here? I'm even scared to take the short here because I feel like it's going to just blast all the way back up. I mean, we've been just stuck here at the previous day close where this is probably like what the 15th, 20th time we've been at this previous day close and just rip back up 100 points, guys. Is this going to be the blast? What do we got left on this candle? I can't tell. Still got 3 minutes left. Watch it just flush. This way we don't get trapped in this if the 800s don't hold. So that's why I'm usually right below the 800s. Because we're still around these 800 to 90 areas. You got to be super careful around that level. Runner got stopped. I was hoping it would dump there at least to the 50. Where's the 21 EMA? 72. I can see us catching that 72 area as your next hit. So was trying to look to see if we get the 75 first. Then a lot of times you anticipate a bounce off your whole number. Oh, no full porting for me, man. There's that 72 hit. We're just one little move too early on that. One little move too early on that thing. See if we get the push back up to the 800s here, and you still might be able to catch a short down to, what, 750. And if it pushes back up, we'll just add to our entry, unless it gets back above the 22. But we're looking for that 50 EMA hit. Oh. All right, so it could come back to the 900s. We'll add to it. Oh, yeah, I think I missed my first take profit by like 2 points on that last push down. This push down here. All right, we're going to go to break even almost. We're looking for 750 to get hit. Do we blast 750? We should get some resistance here at 750. That's your 50 EMA on the 5 minutes. Stayed right above the current day mid on that one. I know if we can lose that previous day's low there, we should push pretty hard. So I'm going to see if I can stay in this and see if we lose it without our runner getting stopped out. But it could easily go all the way back up to the 75 here. Because it's constantly, that was the 25 back to the 50. It easily could go all the way back up to the 75. It would just kind of retest these EMAs before we move down. It is not going to hold. No. So it's probably going back up to the 75s. I still like the shorts here. Man. Wasn't able to get back in it before it started pushing. I mean, how do we not touch the previous day low? I mean, it's kind of where I was hoping we would go on there. I was hoping I had enough stop loss in it right above that 50 to stay in it, but we did not. If we lose these previous day low, I mean, I don't see how we don't run to the 550s here. This is the New York AM low target. All right, new 5-minute candle. I just realized we broke our trend line there, guys. I wasn't even paying attention to that. We put that thing there a little while ago. So this is where you want to see it push back up into like even the 7s or the 87s and hold. Did you full port your account, Flick? We're trading the NASDAQ, Joker. No. Oh my goodness. Look at this rip off the previous day low. All right, here comes that 87. Are we going all the way back to the previous day close again? Dude, this would just be insane. We're trading the MNQ, Joker. Pretty much back to that trend line on that 5-minute break while ago. Dude, do we inverse this gap here? What do we got? Man, we still got 3 minutes left on this thing. Dude, where these levels are hitting at on the 25 fish lips, man, it's like I wanted to take those so bad, but man, it seems like they're sitting at these levels and I'm anticipating us to lose those levels. Oh, you're welcome, Joker. Have a good day. All right, that would have been your 800 hit. Now you kind of want to see the 70 area hold for us to continue to push here. Or actually, if you're looking for shorts, you want to see it push down since we just pushed into this 5-minute gap. I didn't pull fib on the whole leg, so I don't know if that was 50%. What the crap? Yeah, that's sitting at the, what, 50% mark here at the previous day close. That's a scary area to enter. You have a minute 20 seconds left on this 5 minutes. Now, this 5 minutes can print, kind of inverse this gap. It's not really quite a plus setup, but it'll be kind of like a fair value gap where we push on the opposite side, and you can use that previous day close as kind of a resistance. Was that 25? Then use the bottom of the gap as your stop loss. You got about 25 seconds left. You kind of want to see this 5 minute candle kind of crack this area here. You don't really want to see us close in here. You want to see it just barely crack above it, then print another new 5 minute candle, wick down a little bit, then find support and try to start pushing upward. Oh, nasty close. All right, we're going to go with it anyway. All right, we could get a pullback retest, and we can always re-enter if we get a pullback retest. Even though we did get the dirty close. Stop loss should be right here if you want to play it safe, but I'm not going to play it safe. I'd rather just break even and re-enter for like maybe a retest of the 15 minutes here. Not a retest of the previous day close. Since that area has been insane. So be careful here at this previous day close, guys. Woo, this price action is just wrecking people. So today when price actions like this, like I said, I usually do 10 points in runners. Because the price action is just so insane today. We might not be able to push it. If you're just joining us, guys, we're on an eval at the moment. Kind of be right below the 21 EMA here. That 10 is kind of my line in the sand. We're just going to be in it for about 10 points here, because it's still struggling to move up past this previous day close. We're keeping tight stop losses because it's just been whipping so fast back and both. I'd rather just take my stop loss and move to the next trade. So this trade here will just get canceled about by the previous trade. So the last trade we won, this trade will just, oh no, get canceled out. I hit some kind of button or something. We were at least able to get back in the green on this account, but we're just up 77 since we lost a little bit on this past trade. I tell everybody that usually whenever I'm trading evals, I do trade a little bit more aggressive. What time is it? 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So hopefully I'm still liking the longs back above this fair value gap here, because we still haven't really broke back below this gap here. New 5-minute candle, and it's a new hourly candle. Yes. We're going to get trapped twice in this damn thing. Jake, this is very tough price action, man. We hit the first 10. Right now, we still have our runner active, so oh, you nasty girl. Come on. Oh, goodness. That 810s is kind of the line in the sand. So if you hit that 810, we're going back down. We still got a minute 30 seconds left on this candle. I'm just going to put it at the 810 because if we blast that 810, it's going back down. Remember, 810 is kind of the line in the sand. You lose 810, we're probably going to be pushing back down. All right, finally a new 5-minute candle here. Jake, usually whenever I'm trading evals, I don't really trade much of a strategy. It's mostly like breakouts off support and resistance. I'm just looking for support and resistance and breakouts, or wherever how I can find a way to enter a trade and look for a higher low. Like right now, we're trying to target the high up there at 925. And our support is going to be the 22 here that we've been bouncing off all morning. $75 scares me a little bit. Yeah, early in the trading, there's usually a lot of lumps you got to go through in your early trading journey. There's the 75 hit. Yeah, this is very tough price action today, guys. I wouldn't mind seeing if we can add into this. God, leave methodical, man. Blowing my ears out. Hmm. I just don't want to be at 43 points and this damn thing comes all the way back out, comes all the way back down and burns me. We're about to hit up those whole numbers. We're getting into the scurry zone here, guys. Scurry zone. Easily could get a big pullback down here back to the 50s. See if these wicks will hold here at the 70s. No. All right, maybe those wicks will hold us up at the 70s. Had two big wicks in there, 70. All right, new candle. Hit off the, we need it, he need a 70 hit right there. See that little wick? We need that wick to hold. Oh, you dirty girl, you. The next wick's is sitting there at the, at 850s. Ooh, things being dirty, 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 guys. All right, we may try to enter again with just like 2 micros if we do get like a 25 pushback, because this thing could hit off the 25 and go back all the way up. Like, I don't see how we don't run these highs sitting up here. We're in premium here. All right, maybe we'll get that. What, you said 87 is a possible retest area? Ooh, that's what I was kind of worried about when we got up there around that 90 level. It's like, man, are we just going to blast all the way back down to the 25? This area may hold here, 30s. I want to see us get back above the 50 level. Oh, excuse me. Oh, you have a bearish signal at the moment. I mean, heck, this thing pushed all the way back down from the 90s to the 30s within a few seconds. We're, like I said, we're just going to bump it down to 2 micros this time because we were going in with 5 micros. Holy goodness, man, this thing just burnt people if you got in long up high up there. I mean, this is, we're almost at a 100-point pullback within like 20 seconds, guys. Shoot. Dude, do we go all the way back down to the previous low again? What do we got left? We got a minute 40 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. I'm hoping we're just retesting the EMAs for us to pop back up. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. I wouldn't trade anything more than an eval in this price action today, guys. We took our couple funded trades this morning and just be done with that crap. Man, it looks like it could easily push all the way back down to those lows here. Kind of waiting to see what happens with this next 5-minute candle. We got 40 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Does this thing just wick all the way back up? All right, 7 seconds left. So I'm going to kind of wait and see what happens with this next 5-minute candle. Does it retest the previous day close, or does it just do a little retest and pop? If you do get long, don't I wouldn't have my position any lower than those 22s. It's like, man, I want to try the long up there to the 900s, but I just feel like we're going to get faked out here. Maybe. There's the 50. Just waiting to see if we get some kind of pullback. There's the pullback. Does that hold? Thanks, Jake. I much appreciate it. All right. Retest. Just trying to be careful and wait here. Make sure that we're not going to blast those previous day close, because those previous day close has been kind of a magnet here. Oh, shoot. Oh, I couldn't even get in. It blasted so fast. Holy goodness. Did we freeze? That was like a quick, like 10-point blast. That's what I'm trying to target. If I can find an entry here, Fish Lips, is the 900s up there. Oh, don't tell me that. I almost want to close this and not sit through drawdown again. Because I know my stop loss has to be down here. Oh, you dirty girl. Yeah, 22 is my line in the sand, because if we lose that previous day close, we're just going back down. So I'm not even going to try to save it. All right. Ooh, that knocked us back down to 50 bucks. I don't know if I want to take any more trades. I mean, I feel like if I try one more time, we're going to just get... I just feel like we're just going to get hammered. I don't even think I took a trade on my Bulanox eval today. You think we get the 800 sweep before we move back up? I don't know, man. This thing just looks like it's on a run right now. I didn't pull fib on this and see if we're just going to get a swing. We're pretty much back into the golden pocket here. So if we're going to reverse, this would be the spot to reverse here. Probably no lower than that 75 here. I'm just glad we just switched over to the 2 micros instead of being in heavy on that last one. So 2 micros isn't a terribly too bad to lose. Oh, my back. We're just waiting because we're about to print what? This will be our third 5-minute candle. So a lot of times with the 5 minutes, it'll print those 3 candles and pull back. It'll look kind of like this. How are you doing today, Tim? How's your price action been today, or how's your trading been today? We have been pretty much just trading evals probably for the last hour or two, but the price action has just been so insane that most of the time we're either winning big or losing big. It's so that's the kind of the way it's been for us the last few hours with the our price action. Oh, man, we're about to kind of break this. We got a little 5-minute trend line here too. So, I mean, we could be running those previous day lows down at what, 21? Since we weren't able to make a new high here. Oh, dude, we dropped 100 points within like 10, 20 seconds. How much time we got? We're about to have a new candle. We lose that trend line, it's probably straight downtown here, guys. So be careful. Who is there anybody trapped in a trade right now, or is everybody just kind of sitting on the sidelines? No trade at the moment. Same here. We're just kind of sitting on the sidelines at the moment. I don't really like longs unless we get back above that previous day close, because I know that thing's been kind of a magnet today. And we just broke above this previous, kind of like a trend line breakout here. Or, you know, if that 3 candle pullback, if it breaks this next candle. Right there at it. Did anybody take the breakout there? I mean, that's usually a pretty classic 3 candle 5-minute breakout. Oh, you got long from 800? Nice. I was waiting for us to break this candle here. or we can wait for another pullback. Kind of retest those, like that 9 EMA, like the 925 here. We'll see if we can get a better entry. We're kind of looking for a pullback to like maybe the 25 here. And it's just going to be two micros. Then what we'll do is we'll add if it comes back down to 25. I mean, it looks like we're hitting a trend line. If you pull a trend line on this move, what it is, here's the trend line right here. So you're kind of making higher lows. Got to break this next candle beside us here. If you break this next candle, you should get a nice push. We're just in this with 2 micros, too, guys. Oh, shit, I couldn't even move my stop loss. Oh, what the hell? This is just being dirty as crap today, man. Oh, my goodness. All right. I will take my stop outs all day, then kind of sit through like crazy amount of drawdown, guys. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are trading a eval. I would never be doing this on a funded account. All right, here's that break. That, man, we finally broke that trend. We should get the push here. All right, we're just left in here with 1 micro. We might be able to add if it keeps going. Remember last time I was up like, what, 40, 50 points, and I only ended up taking like 20 out of this. It was on this candle here, and this one stopped me out. So we were long from 27 a while ago. We got all the way. We were up actually 50 points. We got all the way up to that 87. I forgot about Outer's target up there. Oh, this is initial balance high right here. Okay. So if we get through this initial balance, we should get a pop here. What level is that fish lips, that initial balance high? Is that around the, what, 60 or 50? Or is that the 75 with these 2 wicks here? 70? Dude, is this thing gonna come roaring back down like 100 points? Oh, goodness. Keep retesting the 8. Hopefully one more retest, it'll get through there. I just don't know if it has to run back down to that previous day close, because I want to say 833 is kind of my line in the sand on this trade. Is this a new 5? All right, new 5-minute candle. So we'll see what happens with this new 5-minute candle. This is the candle you need us to see us break through the 70s here. Almost want to just, I really don't want to lose a whole bunch on this trade and give up my profit. I'd rather get stopped out for close to break even and just re-enter if it decides it needs to come back and retest the 25 or the 9 EMAs, which is the 30 level. Because as long as it doesn't break this 10, we're going to stay long bias. Come on, 70. Give it up. Equal lows at 940. So, like I said, if it comes back and stops us out, we can always re-enter. Because we're only going in with a few micros. I know, it's like, come on. If we get above that 70, Tim, we should go. But this has been dreadful price action all day. Look at this dirty, dirty girl. We're just going to take our stop out because I don't want to risk any more of our profits. I'd rather just kind of re-enter what the and just see when we bounce. If I can get my ATR set up real quick. That was the 30. It actually hit the 36. That was like my line in the sand here. I was trying to get 10 points before you hit that 70. Ooh, may have to go to break even fairly quick on this one because we could reject that 70 hard here. All right, hit the 70. Trying to get in 10 points before we hit that 70. We break that 70, we should go. We got 30 seconds for a new 5-minute candle. That's a good sign. If this next 5-minute candle can print and hold that 70, we should continue higher. Two seconds, guys. All right, this could be your butter candle here. No, hold up, 70. There's the 70 retest. Hold up, 70. If 70 holds, guys, it should go. No. Don't let us down. Come on. It's so close. All right, my stop loss is going to be at 63. So whatever happens here, 63 is going to be my stop loss. This is the initial balance high at 70. So if we lose that 70, we could go all the way back down to the middle here. So I wouldn't risk too much farther down than that 70. Just be careful at the 70 area. All right. That's the only thing about that initial balance, guys. If you can get above it and find support, most of the time it doesn't come back. But a lot of times, if you can't find support, it'll go all the way back down to the opposite side. So, because what that is, that's the initial hour from 9:30 to 9:30 to 10:30 candle. And the body is still holding. It's just wicking through. All right, now we're just kind of sitting on the sidelines. That may be the last trade of the day. We were trying to add to it to get a little bit more profit, but we didn't get it. That's what we were doing to that. We thought we would at least get the push up to the 900s there. So we were trying to add another 10. The ES is pushing the point of control. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be doing this on my funded accounts. Like, not as many times have we entered. This is just strictly eval trading. So I try to make sure I'm clear with that so no one messes up their funded account. Or at least don't copy the eval trades. All right, do we break the 70s again? This could be our 50 pullback. There's another 70 break. So as long as 70 holds, I'd stay long all the way. But you just got to be careful around the 70s in that wick. Depending on how much you're risking per trade. You got to think, guys, most of my entries are most of the time between 2 to 5 micros, depending on what we're trading. The trade setup here was the one that we marked out a while ago. Was this one here. So you would have entered here. Your stop loss, unfortunately, would have had to been all the way back at 760 if you wanted to play the correct way. Or trade it the correct way. So whenever you trade these trend line breakouts, your stop loss has to be at the previous swing. Did anybody else get long back above the 8, 9, whatever you want to call it, the 70 levels? You said 24,894. Though you don't feel like we're going to go up to like 940 or 950s? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like the 900s to get hit. Or up there in the 940s, 930s to rerun these wicks. Yeah, we just had our one funded account that we pretty much traded today, early this morning. Other than that, we've been on evals pretty much for most of the morning, down bad because of how much whipping we've been doing. So there was, for a while, I was going back and forth. I was either taking a loss or taking a win because I wasn't going to sit through a bunch of drawdown. So, because the drawdown moves are like 100 points, and there's just no way I'm going to sit through that crap. What's up, Clarity? How are you doing today? Did you survive this madness today? Yeah, there's just way too much whip for the price action. It's almost better just to take your stop loss, whatever, how much you want to risk, and just get stopped out and try to re-enter. I mean, that's what we've been doing. I mean, you can see me. I'm taking stop outs. I mean, like I said, I'd rather take my 10, 15 point stop out than try to re-enter than look for the next like 40, 50 point move. To me, I find it just easier to re-enter. So, maybe we can get a pullback here and look for another entry. I think as long as you pull back in the 75 area holds. Or the 70 area. Now, if we start losing the 70, I'd be scared and not trying to stay in this crap. You want to see that. You want to see the 70s kind of hold. Because we're retesting that, what do you want to call it? The initial balance high there at the 70 level. Put a line there, so that'll be our line in the sand. That's what I'm trading right now, is elusive eval. I lost my elusive eval yesterday. You had to reset your take profit trader. Was that from today's price action or yesterday's? Woo. Might lose the 70 here. Got a second. I didn't realize we're that close for a new 5-minute candle. Yep, looks like we're about to lose that 70 level. Ooh, so close. Oh, you're up 1,800 yesterday? Nice. Oh, that 70 level, guys. Come on, 70. Do us good. All right, we're going to play off the 75 as our stop loss. Just want to see this baby take off. Hopefully we got enough room. Like I said, we're trying to keep a tight stop loss here. I'm trying to be right below this 21 EMA that I have marked out on here. And it's sitting at the 80 level. Oh, look at that. Right on top of it. To the tick. Now, if it comes back again, it's going to go through it. So it can't withstand multiple hits. You get one good hit, then after that, it's going to get stopped out. I think that's all I may shoot for, because like I said, I have to get off here. I have to head out. We'll shoot for the 25 up there. Yeah, down. See, this trade right here was just with 2 micros. So oh, I was hoping we would finish over 300 bucks, but doesn't look like we're going to. I'm not going to enter no more. I figure I gave it a few whirls to try to get up to those previous highs, because I think I entered at least 4 times since down here. Like I said, if you wanted to play this trade the right way, your entry would have been at 27, and your stop loss needed to be at the 760s. So you would have got your 1-for-1 there. So you got a 60-point move out of that if you did the 1-for-1. That's for anybody that likes to do the trend line breaks. So the three candle trade setup for the 5 minutes, it's almost at least guarantee at least 10 points whenever you're trading off these 3 candles. You can almost go back and look for 3 candles. You don't get those too often with the 5 minutes where they look like this. Let's see, what did this last one do? So this was one right here too. You would have been long at 800, even though it's a scary candle to enter on. That one would have been iffy because it's heading right there in that previous day close. But I wouldn't have taken this one because your stop loss would have had to be down at 721. You would have had a 100-point stop loss. So there's just no way. I wouldn't even thought twice. So you probably could have waited for the second candle to print, maybe, since this one was printing up into the previous day close, and waited for the wick to print to see if you got the retest for entry off the 800. And this one went up what? How many points? See. 50? I mean, hell, it still went up almost 100, 80 points off of this 3 candle 5-minute trade. So, but you don't get those type of moves every day. This was a one at 6 o'clock this morning. So here's your 3 5-minute candles. And you're just waiting for a green candle to kind of blast back out over the top of it here. But I don't know if that would have been a 1-for-1 or not. It doesn't look like it. Let's see. You would have been long from 710, 705. No, that one's probably not worth it there. Just because of the stop loss. I wouldn't have taken these because how big the stop loss would have had to be. So this would have been super risky. And plus, I don't usually take trades pre-market anyway like this, so I wouldn't even considering that crap. And they had big wicks. This is probably the clean. This one's nice and clean, so these look nice, but those other ones are pretty iffy. I prefer the ones where it's like maybe a 30 or 40 point stop loss at max, but these ones that are like 100 points, there's just no way you can do that unless you're playing with the bigger size account. Oh, there it goes. This big old B left me behind, dude. Come on. Congrats for anybody that stayed in it. That 70 level, the 70 level would have been your second entry if you didn't take the first. And what that is, I used to take those trades a lot more. I actually fished this, man. I haven't really taken the initial balance trades in forever. I used to look for those setups almost every day, but I haven't done that in a good while. So and that's your initial balance. I have an indicator for anybody that wants to use the initial balance indicator. I can put it on a chart real quick and just show it to you. It kind of, let me do another chart real quick. This way I can take everything off this one. That way it looks nice and clean for anybody that likes that initial balance. Let's see, what was that under? All right. Only takes me a minute to set it up. So here's your initial balance indicator. I haven't used it in a while, so it's actually not that bad. So basically what it is, you're waiting for us to kind of get a... So remember a while ago when I said sometimes if we can't break above the initial balance and we start pushing back down, you get those deep pullbacks. This is one of those situations right here where we pushed above it and pushed down with 150 points. Same here. Second test, pushed back again. Couldn't get out of that previous hourly first candle. And this is where I was saying, like, if you can get a candle where it just kind of wicks back into it, just barely touches it, then goes. That is the ideal setup for when you're looking at if you're trading off the initial balance high or low, whatever you're trading off of. And also the session mid is pretty good too. I used to kind of take trades off of that. You can see we just kind of been hitting there between the initial balance high, back to the initial balance mid, then same, hit it twice. Maybe we'll put that back on here or put a side chart, and maybe that way we can watch it. Because like I said, fish list, we haven't used this in a while. I don't know why I got away from it, but sometimes you just get away from things and not think too much about it anymore. Dude, we could have a really nice sell-off. Right now, this just looks like a big old massive bear flag to me this evening. I left it on the side charts for reference. Yeah, I think I may do that too. Just put it on a side chart, the ones I don't really trade on. So, but I remember, man, I used to take trades off this on evals all the time. Like, I didn't really do it too much on fundeds, but dude, evals, shoot, we'll slap it down on an eval trade. Man, did we get the sell-off here? This is like a massive, massive bear flag here. Let's see. Uh-oh. Look at this big old bear flag. This is massive. Once you pull it over and look at the rest of this and get the pole in place. For anybody that likes to draw some flags on the charts here. I mean, you can see the 5-minute liquidity line that's built up here. It may be one of those like lunchtime dumps this evening. All right, guys. Thank everybody for watching today. I have to head out. Hopefully most of you guys survived today. Mine was a lot of back and forth today. Yeah, I think I almost got stopped out almost probably over what 70% of my runners got stopped out today, fish lips, because we were doing the 10 points and runners, and every single runner was just getting hammered today. Thank you guys for watching, and we will be back either Sunday night or Monday morning. Good luck the rest of the day, but like I said, it looks like we have a really big, nice, unless we just end up just grinding the rest of the day, man, it just looks like we're just building up for a nice little dump here. Only time will tell. Thanks a lot, Jake. Thanks for the donation today. Much appreciated. And have a good